Hello everybody, this is your boy the Almighty Green Talent coming to with a video. And the video is pertaining to some information that was given by offensive coordinator Kellen Moore of the Philadelphia Eagles. This guy is the new offensive coordinator for the Eagles who was recruited to coach the offense for this coming season. But before I get into specific details of what was said, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to this video. Don't forget to smash the likes. Please hit the notification bell on top because notification bell makes my videos broadcast all over social media along with the smashing of the thumbs. Okay, now let's go ahead and roll right into the comments. Okay, now if you guys have seen offensive coordinator Kellen Moore this morning live on at the Philadelphia Eagles Novacare Complex at the podium, a lot of the media asked Kellen Moore quite a few questions, and some of the questions were very indeed interesting to ask. But I think the most honest question that was asked of him was about Jalen Hurts, quarterback Jalen Hurts, and in Kellen Moore's offensive schemes. Now, um, if you guys have seen the last two preseason games, if you guys have seen them at the Novacare Complex on the football field doing their practices or training camp, however you may want to call it, in pads, there were a lot of specific questions asked about Kellen Moore's offense. Kellen Moore's offense, he's bringing an offensive style that's been neglected for the past couple of seasons. If you guys remember, Shane Steichen ran the offense, and the Eagles had a bunch of motion ran in the offense at the time, but they got out of their way and got complacent this past season and decided to abandon everything that was at Jalen Hurts' disposal. They were doing the same old offensive plays week in, week out, and I'm surprised they won 11 games last season. Not to mention seven losses, including the one into the playoffs against Tampa Bay. There was no motion. There was no running back screens. There was no balls out of the backfield being caught. None of those that made this offense unpredictable because the offense was extremely predictable last season. You had defensive coordinators from opposing teams knowing what the Eagles were going to run, and they knew when it was coming. They knew the play call. They knew the counts. They knew everything. And the Eagles struggled last season, particularly week one against the New England Patriots, who the Patriots stifled the run in week one. If you guys remember that. The Eagles had to stretch and claw out of that game and every game this season except for the Miami game, which was probably the only game the Eagles didn't stretch and claw out of. The other games they had to because teams knew exactly what they were running. They knew the plays. They specifically knew the plays. They knew the calls. They knew all that. The motion. I mean, the non-motion offense. But now, enter Kellen Moore, who have been to three teams in the last four seasons. Um, his offensive output started with the Dallas Cowboys, where he was a quarterback coach and worked his way up to offensive coordinator. He was also offensive coordinator for the LA. I'm sorry, the San Diego Chargers, and now he's now the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is his third stint on three different teams in the last 4 years. He brings the motion offense. He brings the wide receiver screens. He brings the running back screens. He brings motion. I mean, he brings a new style of offense that has not been ran in Philadelphia the past three seasons. Going back to Shane Steichen. He spoke today, and this is what he had to say. I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit what he said here on this. I got a little thing here on the phone, a little meme, and the meme says, offensive coordinator Kellen Moore says quarterback Jalen Hurts has great command of the offense. He also says Jalen Hurts has had an excellent camp, great command of this offense, great utilization of tools when he wants to. Now, if you guys remember 2022 season, Shane Steichen was the offensive coordinator. Shane Steichen command the offense and let Hurts to have control of the offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts ran all over the place in 2022. He ran completely all over the place because they had motion, they had running back screens, all the above. They had it. Last year was an issue. They abandoned all of that. When Shane Steichen left, Shane Steichen took the offense with him, and now he's doing real well in the Indianapolis coach. In fact, he did well in the first season as coach. Kellen Moore brings a tasteful style of offense that I haven't seen in the past. Like I said, in the past 3 or 4 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be good to see all that back. And if you guys have heard about Jalen Hurts have had a very good camp running this pro style off down. Let me say it again. Pro style offense. None of that college crap that was going on last season that was ran by the quarterback coach who was promoted to offensive coordinator, who should have been offensive coordinator in the first place. We all had high hopes for the for Jalen Hurts' friend, you know what I'm saying, the guy who mentored him throughout his career. We had high hopes for him to become the offensive coordinator, but we never in a million years thought that this style of that style of offense would stifle the Eagles' offense last season. With the same play call, same play styles, counts, all the above that was mentioned, like I mentioned earlier in the video. But Moore saying that Hurts has complete style or complete control of the offense. Now, in all the camp, they say he had not thrown a single interception. Now, he had some balls batted down, and he had a couple of turnovers, but there wasn't no interceptions. I think he might have fumbled the ball a few times, and defense picked it up, and defense got to him a few times. They sacked him, you know what I'm saying? So, at some point, I'm gonna speak about the defense in another time. But I'm thinking of the offense now because I happened to be rolling through my phone, and I picked up and I went up on this little small meme of Kellen Moore and what he had to say about Hurts. And so, actually, after hearing all the reports about Jalen Hurts and how he run this style, this pro style of offense, having good commanding of it, that's pretty good. Because if you guys remember earlier in the coming of the season, before training camp got started, Hurts was saying that 95% of the offense is brand new to him, which is correct. Because if you go right back all the way into Hurts' college career at Alabama, the 2 years he was there, remember now, he ran the offense 2 years there before getting benched. I'm sorry, he ran it 1 year there before getting benched the second year. And the last 2 years he went to Oklahoma. He has had 3 different coaches in college. One at Alabama, and I'm sorry, 2 at Alabama, and he had 1 in Oklahoma. So you gotta look at all that, and then coming to the NFL, he has had I think 4 different offensive coordinators. I mean, Kellen Moore is one. Then he had Shane Steichen, and then before Shane Steichen, it was Jacksonville Jaguars coach Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson was the other coach. So you got coach and the offensive coordinator that was there at the time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has had up to 7 or 8 different offensive coordinators with different styles or philosophies on offense. And I don't think he never ran. I think he ran a pro style set when Doug Peterson was coach. Remember Doug Peterson benched. I mean, they traded Wentz off, and Hurts was the only coach there. And I mean, Hurts was the only offense, only coach. I mean, only player that was there that Doug Peterson can coach. And I forget who the offensive coordinator was at the time that Doug Peterson was head coach. Because Doug Peterson drafted this man. If you guys remember, and like I said, I forget who the offensive coordinator was, but it wasn't Shane Steichen. It was somebody else. It just the roller coaster ride that Hurts has been on in the past. This is his 4th year in the league now, and like I said, he had 4 years of college, 4 years in the pro. This is his 4th year being marked. If you go back to his college year, like I said, he had 3 offensive coordinators. He had 3 in college. Two new at Alabama. Then he had 1 at Oklahoma at 3, and then here he had Doug Peterson was the coach, and another offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, and this man here, he had 6, maybe 7 different offensive coordinators. I'm sorry, I said 8, but I meant 6 or 7. But man, the roller coaster ride that this young man has been on just shows the stamina and his willingness to learn something new. Now let's hope and pray, that Kellen Moore has a great year of being an offensive coordinator with the team, getting the team back to the playoffs, get them back to where they were the year prior, and get to the Super Bowl and possibly win it. Because I can say this right here: if the Eagles get to the playoffs and at least get as far as the divisional rounds, or should I say the conference championship, if they can get as far as the NFC conference championship and win it, keying their way through the Super Bowl, I expect Kellen Moore to get a lot of headlines and possible some head coaching gigs, because you got to look at it this way. No team cannot block no coach from becoming a head coach. You can't. Now, if he's a position coach, like a assistant offensive coordinator, someone longer been there, then the Eagles have the right to block that. But they cannot block an offensive coordinator with the possibility of becoming a head coach. That cannot be blocked. And that's a crime shame, too, because when this season comes to an end, if the Eagles do get this Super Bowl, win, lose, or draw, the Eagles got to make up a quick decision. Do they want Nick Sirianni to stay on as head coach, or do they want to promote Kellen Moore as the new head coach? In my opinion, I really can't say. I don't know how this season going to turn out. We don't know. We really don't know. And so, Kellen Moore has been getting a lot of bad reports going forward back to Dallas, all the way to the San Diego Chargers. He has gotten a bad repertoire from those 2 organizations that he is a part of, and they're saying his offensive schemes is a failure to most most organizations. So we don't know. We only can listen to what they're saying, but we don't have to feed into what they're saying. I think Kellen Moore's offense is going to be by far the best that we've seen in recent history. And then you got to look at all the players that Howard Roseman bought in. They take it back to Barkley. Barkley came on from the Giants on a 3-year, $37.5 million deal, 20-some million guaranteed, up to like 12 or 13 million per year. And you got to look at the wide receivers that the Eagles have gotten through draft and through free agency. Then you got to look at the offensive players, offensive lines. You got to look at the rookies they had the year prior. Cam Jurgens, all those guys. And then you got to look at the guys they bought in. They got 1-year deals. Then you got to look at the guys they bought in on defense. They got multi-year deals, 3 or 4 year deals. Some guys striking 1-year deals. Some you got rookie free agent, then you got rookies from the first round all the way to the seventh round. I mean, a lot have been put in this organization, this team, to make a run for the playoffs. And nothing less than the playoffs is a failure to this team. Nothing less than the playoffs. Nothing less. Or should I say, nothing less than a divisional conference championship will be a complete failure to this football team, because teams every year get better, they get better, and get better. No team falls short of competing and beating each other's brains out to win, to get the best record, to have the first, second, and third seeds, the first, second, third, and fourth seeds in the playoffs. The Eagles last year had a chance to secure a first round bye, and lost a few games. Then they fit all the way from the first round, then from the top seed to the third seed, and then further getting to the fourth seed, then losing games to get from the fourth seed to becoming a wild card berth. The Eagles struggled getting a wild card berth, and that wild card berth got them a first round exit by Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team they beat early in the season of last year, to own it further against them in the playoffs. So that left a bad taste in the football team, in their mouths, you know. And then you got a lot of players who were failures, and a lot of those guys are out of Philadelphia as we speak. And I can't say who they are. You guys know who they are. So some of these guys they bought back. Some of these guys that they didn't bought back. And so some of them went somewhere else. Some got traded. Some got released. And some that are no longer in the NFL at the current pace and moment. But man, to read this about Kellen Moore's offense, he bring the motion offense back to Philadelphia. That means wide receivers going to be running across, tight ends running across. He bringing the tight end pass, the tight end screens, wide receiver screen. The wide receiver screen the Eagles had last year was a flop, because it was like the ball comes from the center, and then he throws it on the outside, throws it to his left and his right. And then that leaves the wide receiver to get tackled in short yardage situations. That won't be the case this year with the wide receiver screen, which means that if the wide receiver running across in the backfield, that means the wide receiver can run left or run right. He can chunk the ball as far as he can to get the ball to the receiver. The Eagles didn't have none of that last year. Because of the wide receiver screen, and that hurt us quite a bit. They abandoned the tight end screens last year. That hurt us quite a bit. Kellen Moore bringing all this back this year, and I'm so happy to actually see and hear what the media is saying, what the Eagles fan base is saying, and what the Eagles content creators are saying. They all saying pretty much the same thing. They bringing back the motion offense. Like I said, in the next video, I'm gonna try to talk about the defense and what the defense is expected to look like between now and Friday. I will do a video on that, because the Eagles game is coming Friday. So I might do one tomorrow, or I might do it Thursday before Friday, before the last preseason game of the year. So be looking out for that. Also, one more thing I want to mention before I end the video. You can see the response from the Eagle fan base. Their response is happy, joy, and very, very reluctant to finally bring back something that's been missing out of Philadelphia for the past 3 or 4 years in its organization. When you have players, when you have coaches like Shane Steichen who left and jet to the Indianapolis Colts, who's doing real well there, he took the entire offense with him. When that happened, we were all happy to see Shane Steichen be promoted to head coach. But when you do promotion from the inside, and you promote a quarterback coach who have not been in the system, who have not been in the NFL no more than 2 seasons to become a offensive coordinator. And that should not have never have occurred. It should have been somebody promoted with better statistics of being an excellent play caller on this offensive squad. You had Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo is the passing game. He's the offensive passing game coordinator. He should have been promoted to offensive coordinator because he been around Shane Steichen 3 of the last 4 years that he been with the Philadelphia Eagles. So he knew that offense. So why would you promote a second year position coach to become an offensive coordinator? That should never have happened. That should never had happened. The reason why the Eagles did it, and they were desperate because they had a feel that teams were looking at that quarterback coach, and they feel that he was going to be taken. So that's why they promoted him from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator. The man had never caught a play in his life, and he'd been given a high authority position that should never been given to him in the first place. They should just let that guy go and promote someone who had better experience. That's what should have happened, and that's why the Eagles fan base was kind of worried with Week 1 and all the way to the New York Jets game, which we lost, a team that we had full control over as far as record concerned. And I said it a long time ago that at some point in time, the Eagles were going to lose to the New York Jets. I said that many years ago. I don't know if any other Eagles content creator or fan base have thought this, but I have. I said one day, as a matter of fact, I said this about 10 or 15 years ago. I said one day, the Eagles will lose to the New York Jets. I said that. But I never thought that we would lose to a losing New York Jets team. If that New York Jets team had been a winning team, that would have been a different story. But when you got a winning record and you're predicted to beat the New York Jets, you went into the Jets' home, had the ability to beat them, and you let the New York Jets defensive front take full control of your offense, run your quarterback down for I think 4 sacks in the game, I believe, 2 interceptions. You got 2 picks in that game, and one of the picks was ran back for a score, and the other pick was just a pick because the offense that they ran last year was predictable. The Jets, I'm not gonna say the Jets exposed stuff, but the Jets knew some things that were previous teams that we played that year knew. That's why they were able to beat us. That's why. And that game itself was nightmarish. It was extremely nightmarish. Then after that game we played the Miami Dolphins, and the Eagles were favored to win the game with Miami Dolphins. Matter of fact, in that game, that was the only game we scored 30 points in. The entire season before that Miami game, there were no 30 points scored. None. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna lie. The Buffalo Bills game. We scored 34 points. Matter of fact, it was 31. Let me see. We beat them. We beat them 34-31. It was 28, I believe. They were 28-31, the Bills. The Eagles went to overtime, I believe, and beat the Buffalo Bills with the run up the middle by Jalen Hurts to win the football game 38-31. But a lot of people also think that the San Francisco 49ers exposed it. Actually, they didn't. The Buffalo Bills did. If you look at that Bills game, the Bills ran all over the Eagles defense. They ran all over them. They let Josh Allen run. They let all the screen. They let the screen passes run. The screen passes, the run up the middle. They let all of that in that Bills game. The Eagles had to scratch and claw in that game to win. You know what I'm saying? That game right there exposed us. Against when the San Francisco 49ers played us, they saw what the Bills did and did it that much better. And that's why we lost that game against the 49ers. Because the 49ers took what the Bills did and made it better. And then you got to look at the offense that the 49ers run. They run a not a pro style set. It's kind of like a mix between spread and pro. They ran that dramatically well, and that's how we lost that game. And that started the streak of losing up until the New York Giants game, and then lost the rest of the games, including the last game against the New York Giants. So that right there itself is self-explanatory, and that's what I wanted to say. So to all you Eagles fan base out there and content creators, before you watch this video, please watch very carefully. We did not get exposed by the 49ers. We got exposed by the Bills. Go back and watch that Bills game again, and you will see exactly what I mean. The Bills ran the Bills. Matter of fact, the Bills were the number one rushing offense in the league. They were number one rushing. Remember the Eagles were the number one rushing team in 2021, I believe. 21, hold on, 24, 23, 22. Yeah, 21. 2021, the Eagles were the number one rushing team in the NFL. We won them going 9-8, and Nick Sirianni's first year. Second year went to the Super Bowl, 22. 23, you know what happened. So now we're in 24. Question is, will the Eagles be better this year than they were last year? All that remains to be seen. Cause throw away that 11-7 record. Throw that out the door. That was a trash year. That was a trash year. Despite the wins and losses, that was a horrible, trash year. The Eagles might well have been 7-11 last year, because they played exactly like that, 7-11. They played exactly as such. So now this year, it's a new year, new season, new territory, new offense, new defense, new everything. Players, coaches, you name it. It's even a new front office. So, with that being said, this is your boy, the Almighty One, bringing you the news that you need to hear, the news that you need to feel, because what I just told you guys is extremely true, no lie. If I'm a lie, I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? It just, that Bills game was very, very disappointing, in my opinion. Even though Hurts did went up the sprint, that 20-yard sprint up the middle for the score and the victory, that was a horrible game. The San Francisco 49ers was a horrible game. The Cowboys, the next loss was a horrible game. The Seattle Seahawks game was a horrible loss. And even though we beat the Giants, that was a horrible win, because we won a game 25 to 17 or 19, somewhere along up in there. That was a horrible win. Then the next two games were horrible. Because last game against the New York Giants, it was the Giants, the Cardinals. No, it was Seattle, Giants, Cardinals, Giants again. We lost those last 7 or last 8 games. That's bad. And our last win came between the 4 of the 4 or 5 losses. So that's some knowledge you guys need to think about. I thought about it, and if I didn't think about it, I would never have said it. So I'm gonna put this video on YouTube and put it on social media as well. Hope you guys hear what I'm saying, because it's fact and it's reality. I'm the Almighty One, and I'm out of here. Peace out, family. Peace.